Hello everyone, Ave Maria. If I was to tell you that your son was going to be taken by men in the middle of the night, as an adult he'll be taken by men in the middle of the night, he would have his flesh torn from his back, his spine exposed, his jaw broken, his teeth shattered, his hair and beard pulled out, kicked half to death, chained up like an animal, made to carry a 200-pound plus cross for several miles, barefoot on broken rocks and feces, whilst being whipped and beaten. He would be unrecognizable as a man or a woman. He would have his skin all across the front of his body torn and hanging in shreds. He would have a row of 2 or 3 inch long thorns wrapped around his head, pushed down on his head, which would cut right down to his cranium. His eyes would be swollen shut. His hair would be soaked with his blood. His insides would be outsides. The nerves on his spine would be exposed. And then after all of that, he would then be nailed to a cross with railroad spikes after they have pulled his arms and legs to the point of dislocating to reach the pre-bore spots on the cross. Then he would hang there for hours, struggling for every single breath of his slowly suffocates, and then he would die. But the rest of the world, just by believing on him that this happened, and then he rose again 3 days later, just by believing that this happened, they would be going to a place that would strip them of all of their anger, their anxiety, their fear, their sadness, their sorrow, their blindness, their paralysis, their mental health issues, their Down syndrome, their severe mental disabilities, their severe paraplegic disabilities, and even the people that we've lost, even the babies that we've lost, the aborted children of the world who were murdered needlessly, would be in a place where all of that was stripped away, and there would be nothing but an infinite abundance of love and acceptance. Would you go along with it? Now, how would you feel if that happened, but most of the world didn't care, didn't believe you? The people that he lived with for years and taught people with how to be saved because of what was happening, wrote a book about it. And then later on in the afterlife, he came and visited people in this life and gave them special abilities, like bearing his wounds, like bringing complete beatific vision to these people, making them one with heaven almost, teaching people throughout the world. And yet people still spat on his name. People went their own ways, gave their own thoughts to it, made millions and millions and millions of pounds off of his name, dragging it through the dirt. How would you feel? Because this happened to a man named Jesus Christ. And when he was on that cross dying with his open spine, all the nerves on his spine rubbing on that jaggedy bit of wood, as he was pinned to that tree, he could have called your name through the centuries, and you know what he would have said? I love you. I love you. I love you. God the Father did this knowing that this would happen, just to save you. Just you. That's how he sees it. Saves all of us, but he only sees us individually. And he did that for us. You see, when Jesus was in the Garden of Gethsemane, in the agony, he saw all of yours and mine sins. He saw all of it. The devil showed him how Peter would die upside down on the cross. The angels showed him all the sins of man and what he was going to be dying for, exactly. We need to repent and believe in the Gospels, because Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father but before me. When we die here and people say, oh, well, he's in a better place now. Chances are he's not if he didn't have Christ. We need to repent and believe in the Gospels. And that includes Mary. I will put full enmity between you and the woman. That's what God said to Satan, and he meant Mary. Mary was born without sin, which is why God chose Mary to bear he who would not be contained, Jesus. When the devil tried to kill Jesus before, he didn't succeed. And when he tried to get back at Mary, he couldn't, because there was full enmity between them. There was no sin for him to play on. So he fled out and made war with the people of God, all of Mary's children, it says, which are us. The best way to Christ, to his sacred heart, through the immaculate heart of his mother. She who inaugurated his ministry. She was there all through the Passion. She was there at the cross, which, by the way, was the most virtuous, most incredible thing that happened on the face of the planet. Was Mary at the foot of that cross in complete, perfect virtue. All 64 virtues perfected. Repent and believe in the Gospels, because the time is coming and we are not ready.